Hello and welcome to The Print. This is Fariha Iftikhar, and today we are joined by Sudhir K. Jain, the Vice Chancellor of Banaras Hindu University, which is one of the largest and oldest central universities in India. And today we'll be discussing about the new and innovative reforms at the university being undertaken. Sir, first of all, we would like to know from you what currently making BHU stand out among other central universities, and what make it more different from others right now?
I think it would be presumptuous to say what makes us different or whatever, but I can certainly say what interesting things we have done.
Yeah,
To
definitely.
my,
We would like to know that.
to my mind, a university cannot be satisfied by doing better than other universities. It has to also do better than what it was doing yesterday. So every
Absolutely.
university has to aspire to do better than what we did yesterday. I would say in last few years, we have had a lot of new programs for preparing our students better for life. So not just teaching them the subject, but also preparing them for life. So there has been a lot of emphasis on that. We have, for example, created a leadership and life skills program
Okay.
wherein every faculty, so we have a number of faculty of science, faculty of performing arts, like that. So we have created a committee in every faculty with a mandate that they must do serious activities to engage the students in activities to build their life skills, to build their leadership qualities. Right? We have given them separate budget. We have created coordinators and committees in every faculty, and there are a lot of very good work that they are doing on that. We have also created another parallel activity, student well-being initiative. The idea is that students need emotional support, they may need
Yeah.
health-related issues, things like that. Again, we have created a separate committee in every faculty with a separate budget for it. So these two committees, I think, we are giving a very strong push for students. On one side, well-being, the students who need help. On the other side, we also are providing students some extra thing to succeed in life. For example, we have run a fairly aggressive program. We call it Find the Leader in You, where an
Okay.
external agency does a 4-day full-time workshop for the students on leadership skills, for example. But there is only one activity. There's so many activities that we are doing. In the student well-being, we have created now a relatively stronger psychological support system. We have hired some professional psychologists, psychological counselors. We have also taken on 15 of recent graduates in counseling, trained them for 3 months, and we call them Sarpalli Radhakrishnan interns. So
Oh,
imagine now 4 professional counselors, 15 of these young upcoming counselors, total of 19 new counseling hands now are available in the university. So idea is to help the students.
yeah.
Besides these, we have also created a number of mechanisms where students can be supported when they're doing well. For example, we have created a fellowship for students to spend up to a semester outside India, where we will fully pay for a PhD student to work outside India, things like that. I can
Okay.
almost have a laundry list of activities, sports activity. Again, every hostel has been given a separate budget to improve the hostel activities in the area of sports, for example.
So the focus is on like 360-degree development of students, right?
Absolutely. We believe that it is our responsibility to prepare students for life, not just to teach them that subject.
Sir, at a time when many central universities are finding it difficult to raise internal funds and generate internal revenue, what steps BHU is taking right now in that direction? If you can share something with us about this.
See, money is like the blood in human body. So we think our hands are important, our teeth are important to eat, our eyes are important to see, but all of this is managed only because there is a blood circulating in the body and which is bringing nutrition to different parts of the body, right? So
Yeah.
similarly, for a university, money is a very, very important thing. And the way we look at money is, number one, we need to avoid wastages. which means there's a lot of saving. If you can just make sure that you don't waste resources, you don't waste money, that is a huge saving, right? The second thing is you need to optimize your earnings, your own internal earnings,
Yeah.
right? And third, you need to also get external funds, whether those are government grants or those are donations. Uh,
Donations.
so we have worked very actively, proactively on all of these three fronts to prevent wastages, to have more internal revenue, and also to seek more donations or government grants and things.
Sir, for to generate internal revenue, if you can tell us some initiatives being taken.
Very simple. You have money sitting in the current account. Just invest it well. You have money sitting in savings account. Your cash
Yeah.
flow.
Yeah.
Uh, you have to collect rent, collect it in a timely manner.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
you have rental agreements that are entered long time back. You need to revise them from time to time. Uh, Whether it is banks, whether it is
Yeah.
shops, you have to collect student fee, collect it
Yeah.
on time,
Hmm.
invest it, because sometimes the money will come and sit in a current account for some time.
So we have been told that the university has also taken this initiative to use and efficiently use the money which is being donated at the on-campus temple as well. Like it's the first time that it is being used for the
No, no,
purpose of education.
I'll tell you that is slightly, what you heard was a slightly different version than what actually happened. So in the temple there are
Yeah.
two types of donation boxes.
Hmm. Hmm.
One is for providing financial support to the students.
Hmm.
So that it is. Then there is
Okay.
another donation box, a set of donation boxes, which are money you give to the temple. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what we had found was that there was a lot of money that had been collected, but it was not being counted and sent to the bank, because
Okay. Okay.
monies come in small notes of 10 rupees or small
Hmm.
coins, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Coins
It is
mostly. Yeah.
yeah, and it is tedious to count them and send them to bank, and banks also don't want to handle a lot of coins or a lot of small monies, right?
Hmm.
And we were able to, I think, more than 2 crore rupees of that kind of money, which were
Okay. Okay.
sitting there. We actually got it counted with proactive efforts and
Hmm.
put them in the bank. And I fondly say that, look, if this 2 crore rupees can earn you 7 or 8% interest rate, you are really sitting at 14 or 16 lakh rupees money that you can give to students for financial aid and other things.
So it can be used for like helping students who need money, like for scholarships and fellowships, probably.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, got it. Sir, I would like to also know about the implementation of NEP 2020 right now at the campus. What has been done so far and what is in the pipeline? What comes next?
NEP is a academic curriculum system in which you don't teach only your subject, you teach many other things, right? To prepare the students for life, as I say, right? Now, BHU happens to be in a very good spot for that, because we are a multidisciplinary university, right? We have yoga, we have Ayurveda, we have performing art, we have painting and sculpture, and we have arts, and we have science. So we have a very, very wide range of courses and wide range of teachers available to us. And after fair amount of deliberation, what we have done is created a fairly strong system where students will learn uh, diverse set of things. For example, uh, can I have large number of students learn yoga? Can I have large number of students also get introduction to Ayurveda or physical fitness or things like that, right? They can also learn languages. They can also learn many other finer things of life in addition to whatever subject they are learning.
Yeah.
So we are really very excited about doing it, and I think it will really make a big difference to the educational experience of our students in the years to come.
So has the university introduced all these courses? Like,
Yes, yes. We just started. Some of it is going through teething troubles. Some
hmm.
of it is in a little bit of transient stage. But my guess is that in the next few months, we will be in a very, very happy spot.
Sir, has the university implemented the 4-year undergraduate program?
This year, we just the batch that got admitted very recently is a 4-year program.
Okay, so this year only it has been introduced, you mean?
Yeah.
So whenever the fourth batch, like the fourth year will come and there will be an additional batch of students. So, sir, if do you think that the campus is ready for that additional infrastructural need at that time, or it has to be improved?
It has to be improved. There will be challenges. We have not really done all the you know accounting for that, because we will also have to eventually go to 1 year master's program. So
Yeah, correct.
we will save from 2 years there. So we
Hmm.
need to still sort out how we will transit. That part we have work in progress.
Sir, also in under NEP, there's a lot of emphasis on research. So, if you can elaborate on what is happening at the BHU in terms of enhancing the research quality.
See, to improve research quality, you need three things. You need good talent. You need teachers who are high quality. You need students who are high quality, right? So you need to improve the manpower, the talent, right? The second is you need to give them better resources, better laboratories, better funding, things like that. And third, you need to create an ecosystem and administrative system so that this talent is able to actually make use of these resources. Because if there's a bureaucracy, if there is a red tape, it will not be useful. It is like food is there and people are hungry, but they are not able to eat.
Yeah.
So we have worked on all three fronts. We have improved our admission processes for PhD admissions, for master's admissions, undergraduate admissions. We have improved our faculty recruitment and promotion. So we are really today in a very good place as far as our recruitments of faculty and students are. Second, we need to improve our infrastructure support, whether it is laboratory support or buildings. So again, we have put in a lot of emphasis on improving our buildings, improving our infrastructure, the hard infrastructure, the equipment, the scientific equipment, the laboratories. We have invested a lot of money. Fortunately, we had this institution of eminence scheme in which Government of India
Yeah.
gave fairly good amount of money. So
Yes.
that came in very handy for us to actually invest uh, on uh, on the infrastructure.
Research
The
on research front in
Yes.
particularly.
I don't see research in isolation. To me, if I improve the hostel conditions
Hmm.
and if the students are able to live better, it will have a positive bearing on your research. Right. So
Yeah.
I would not say, okay, research means only if you buy a good equipment and put it there in the laboratory, then only it is research. To me, if I'm improving the housing for my faculty in the campus and they're able to live in the campus, living rather than living 10 kilometers away from the campus, that is also adding to the research infrastructure, to my mind, right? Uh,
Yeah.
Similarly, we have also done a lot of work on improving our ecosystem, the administrative support system. Uh, in One of the challenges that we were told that our faculty had difficulties in running their projects, in operating their projects, if they got external funding from science and technology or
Hmm.
biotechnology department or something.
Hmm.
The bureaucratic processes, the delays, they needed to follow up. So we created a cell, we call it Sponsored Research and Industrial Consultancy Cell, with a mandate that no paper should be stuck for more than 72 hours. Every paper must be sorted out in 72 hours.
To
And
speed up the process.
speed up the process in one window, one point. You know, don't need to run to finance. So it is not that you go to different sections of the central administration. Money somebody else is dealing, approval somebody else is dealing, no objection certificate for foreign travel somebody else is issuing. We said one person will have to deal with all that. So we have improved our systems for that. Now, having done these three things and using institution of eminence money, we then created a number of new schemes to encourage, support, and empower our faculty for research. Uh, just for example, we said any faculty wants to travel abroad for attending an international conference
Hmm.
and present a paper. We said 1 lakh rupee per year without any questions being asked, we will provide, for example. Okay.
Oh, that's
To
encouraging.
every teacher, enabling, not just encouraging, but it is enabling them, right? Then
Yeah.
we said every teacher will be given some what we call it as professional development fund.
Okay.
So right now we said 2 lakh rupees to buy your laptop, to buy your desktop, to buy your printer, to travel to Bangalore for attending a meeting, or for meeting the shortfall for the international travel from that 1 lakh. So if that 1 lakh is not enough, you need 1.5 lakh rupees, 50,000 you can take away from that. If you have done decent research and you have not studied or lived abroad for more than a year, now university is providing you an opportunity to go to really good universities anywhere in the world for 1 year, and we will fund you. So idea is really to invest on our people and make them do better. We have not just done that for the teachers, even for the students. We have said if a PhD student has done decent work as shown by his publications, so we will send her to, and if they want to go to some foreign university for 6 months, we will pay fully, we'll cover it entirely. There are a number of such
Student.
enabling mechanisms we have created using the Institution of Eminence money to encourage research. If you have a sponsored research project from outside agency, we will give you the salary of one postdoctoral research worker from the IOE money. So we are really giving more wind to you for moving faster.
Sir, I would like to know your BHU's experience with CUET and your views on the centralized entrance exam. How was it?
So let's first understand what is an entrance exam. What are my basic requirements for an entrance exam, right? My first and most important requirement for entrance exam is it should be fair and it should appear to be fair. People should not doubt its integrity. That is the first thing. Right? The second thing that I expect from an exam is that it should be happening in a timely manner. Because if it doesn't happen in a timely manner and gets delayed, that messes up the academic year.
Academic year. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Then next only comes as to what is the standard of that exam, or what kind of questions are being asked, or whether it is a pen and paper exam or it is a computer
Computer
based
based.
exam. All that to me is important. To my mind, if we create more opportunities for universities to admit students in a fair and hassle free manner, I think it is a good thing, right? But I think universities should still exercise their option whether they wish to do that or not. Right? To me, that will be a fair thing. We must have exams like CUET, which will make it easier for the university to admit, which will make it fair for the university to admit. And if the university feels comfortable, they should certainly use it. We would like to use it. We are very happy to use it, and we will continue to use it.
Yeah. And since you just mentioned about the academic year thing, because in the last 2 years, because it was implemented amid the pandemic, academic years did get impact, right? After CUET, everywhere, I think. And what about BHU?
There is a major concern that our academic sessions have to come back to normalcy. COVID is long back gone, right? So
Yeah.
we need to now. So we are almost there. We still have a little bit of lag, but I'm hoping that 2025 session we should be able to start reasonably on a time.
I hope the same, sir. Sir, also would like to know about what BHU is doing in terms of internationalization of education. Since NEP has a lot of emphasis, are you guys collaborating with some international universities, or maybe like having some exchange program? If you can tell us about it.
So internationalization happens in two ways, right? One is you bring people from outside to a university, and second is you take your people outside your university. Right? There are two ways to do it. We have scaled up the international student body by very wide margin. We used to have almost 100, 120 admissions a year. Now we are at 300 admissions a year, kind of thing. So significantly increase the numbers. We have built new hostels for international boys, for international girls. We are also now giving some financial aid to international students, again using
Okay.
IOE money. Okay.
Okay.
So our international student numbers has gone up, and I'm told that BHU has the largest number of international
And
students.
sort of from which all countries majorly they are coming?
I would be at a handicap to answer this very authentically, but yes, a fairly good number of students would come from Nepal or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka or neighboring countries, but
Okay. Okay.
Thailand, but it is not limited to only neighboring countries.
Okay.
Students come from various countries. So that is one aspect of it, right? We have brought in a lot more international students. That is one thing we have done. Second thing that we have done is, again, under IOE scheme, we have said that we will be very liberal in hosting international scholars to come to BHU. So we have created a formal mechanism where academics from outside India could be brought to BHU for 1 month, for 1 year, for 6 months. And some people have started to come, and we will scale that up. So that is the inward traffic. We also are pushing our faculty and our PhD students to go more, outside. As I
Okay.
mentioned earlier, we are providing separate funding for the students to attend international meetings, faculty to attend international meetings. Faculty and students can actually spend 6 months or 1 year outside India. We will fully cover it. Idea is to have more and more traffic both ways. Uh, then will be a good time to start building a strong partnership, because
Yeah.
partnerships really are happening between two universities, but ultimately it is people of the two universities that do it. So
To
we are trying to.
understand each other's functioning well, you mean, right? BHU is one of the most, you can say, active campus when it comes to students' politics. So we'd like to know your view, like how important it is to have an active student politics at the campus.
It depends what is meant by student politics,
Like,
right?
like the process to participate, to voice their opinions, to raise their issues.
So there are two types of student politics, right? One is I'm a resident of the hostel and I'm participating in running of that hostel well. I'm making sure the food is good, hygiene is maintained, quality of food is good. I'm ensuring that the toilets are well maintained. I'm making sure that the building is in good shape. I'm making sure that the student activities are happening, and we are building a good community in the hostel. So that is one type of thing, right? That is one type of student politics, and for that there may be election, there may be competition, there may be some healthy rivalries and things like that, right? Now, same thing could happen in the department, and I could say, all right, I'm a student leader in such and such department, and we are really working on having more educational tours or more opportunities for us to play sports or whatever it is, and we'll have So this is one type of a student politics, which is focused on building themselves better for their own well-being, for their own welfare, for their own growth. That is one type of thing. Right? There is another type of student politics, and that is how can I groom myself to be um, a professional politician, right? And that is a different game altogether. For that, I may have to join a political group of students, and we may have to find some causes for which we have to agitate, and we have to show that we care. And so these are two totally different things, right? To my mind, the first one is really very, very important for every university. The students must be stakeholders in how the university is run, particularly in areas where students are interfacing, isn't it? Usme, there is no confusion about that. Now, the second part is a totally different business, where somebody says, I'm in the university, I want to be a professional politician in due course, and for that, this is a good grooming ground for me. And therefore, I must join a particular group of students who are politically aligned, and we will then raise our voice on certain issues. Right? Now, it so happens that the emphasis, unfortunately, is more on the second type rather than the first type.
So you mean like first type is like more preferable one when it comes to
I think,
campuses?
no, I think it is important for the students' growth, right? To me, if as a student, I am participating in my own community improvement, then only I can be a good, successful professional politician, also, isn't it? You see,
Yeah.
See, as a counselor, municipal counselor, or whatever it is, right? After I graduate, I would like to improve the conditions in my mohalla, or in my town, or in my ward, or my city, right? Now I'm getting a practice of doing that in my hostel, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to me, that's precious, that's valuable, and that should be strongly encouraged.
So BHU in 2021 started like India's first master's course in Hindu studies. How's
Mhm.
the response so far as of now? Like, I think first batch has already passed out, right?
Generally, I'm told that this is a relatively more interdisciplinary program where
Hmm.
students can come from diverse background. They can
Hmm.
be science students, they can be art students,
Hmm.
engineers, whatever it is,
Hmm.
and they learn a wide range of things. Uh, the students seem to have done well, but I think a program like this needs to run for several years before you can really see its full impact and where it is going and what value it is adding to its students.
Got it. Sir, any initiative being taken at the university level in terms of the Indian knowledge system, which is a part of the NEP 2020?
See, look at BHU. What is BHU? BHU is really, if you see the foundation of BHU, what is the foundation of BHU? BHU's foundation was about bringing India's traditional knowledge and modern education on the same platform. So, what Indian knowledge system says or what we talk about, actually, BHU practices it in practice. For example, I don't know if there is any university other than BHU where there is a Ayurveda and modern medicine under the same roof, right? So, what is Ayurveda? Ayurveda is Indian knowledge system, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Similarly, we have Department of Philosophy and Religion,
Hmm.
where we would have scholars working on, Indian philosophies, Indian religions, but of course they also do Western philosophy. We have departments like Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies. Right? We have, uh, uh, you know, we have a separate whole faculty. We call it Sanskrit Vidya Dharm Vigyan Sanskar, where we have, Department of Veda or Department of Vedic Darshan, uh, and so on and so forth. So, if you look at BHU, even before the Indian knowledge system term was coined,
Hmm.
for almost 100 years, BHU has had a very, very deep engagement with the Indian knowledge system in various forms.
But after NEP, sir, has new courses been introduced under Indian knowledge system?
That is what we are saying. See, we don't want to call it an Indian knowledge system as if it is something new for us. For us, it is a way of life. For example, in the new education policy, our plan is that every student would have an opportunity to do a course on yoga, for example, or every student would have a opportunity to do a course on Ayurveda, for example. Right now, we are in a position to do it. Not many universities in the country would be able to offer a course on Ayurveda on a large scale, which we can because we have a decent sized faculty in Ayurveda, right? So
Yeah.
you are absolutely right. We are in a very happy state in
To implement all this, right?
to implement all this. It is just that we are not making a fuss about Indian knowledge system because it is part of our life here. For us, it is very normal. It is not a new thing for us.
So it was a part of BHU's life since journey, I should say, since the beginning. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So my last question would be on like recently, not recently, I should say, few years ago, there were incidents of like where there were incidents of some sexual violence, I should say, or the crime against women. So after that, like some steps have been taken to make campus more safer for women. If you can just throw a light on that, please.
See, very, very important question for you.
Yeah.
The thing is, any campus has to be safe, and it has to be safe for everybody, including for women. Number one. Number two, every campus should be free of violence of any kind, for any reason, right? including between two males or two groups of males.
Yeah.
Right? I would say in last 2-3 years there has been lot of improvement on overall law and order, overall discipline, overall student violence or conduct in various ways. We have had a very proactive effort to do this. And one of the things that we started to do was we said that if there is a misconduct between two students, and it's used to happen that there are two students who will have misconduct with each other, or one of them will misconduct with the other person, and it can be male or female, it can be two males, it can be two females, it doesn't matter. And if later they would compromise and they would write a letter saying that we are withdrawing our complaints against each other and we are now friends, we said we will not accept that. We would still give you a warning letter, or we will still process it entirely, because we want to produce responsible citizens who should learn how to control their emotions and not get into fist fight or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And similarly, many other relatively smaller offenses that people tend to ignore, we said we would not take a severe action on minor offenses, but even minor offenses we will take note of. And we might give a little warning or something, but we will take note of it. Idea was to bring it to the level where the students would think that a misconduct would lead to some reaction from the system.
Yeah.
And I think that has helped us a lot. We also have created a system where people feel that they are being fairly treated, in the sense that the students, if they are indulging in violence or misconduct, nobody is being favored, or nobody is being, being left out because of any consideration whatsoever. So, considering all this, I would say if you see the data, or if you see the overall atmosphere, I think it is today much better than what it was maybe 2 or 3 years back.
Okay, so like steps have been taken to make it a safer campus in totality, not like just like for one gender or something, right?
I think so. I think so. I think it has implications, because you can't have Gundaism against one group and not the other group. I mean, if there is a Gundaism, then it will affect every.
Correct, correct. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, sir.